Hi there, it's Dr. Everybody with CSE 231 for summer of 2017. And this is our introduction to programming, and we use Python. So one of the questions is why are we programming? And I include a little video on right next to this about an exoskeleton. And an exoskeleton is something that can change somebody's lives, and it's useful because it's a useful thing to point to because there's a lot of computing involved in that. How do you maintain the balance? How do you make it walk? And somebody who is bound to a wheelchair now has the ability to walk around and stand up and talk to people directly, transforming people's lives. And that's kind of the overall of why we're doing this. And in some sense, what this course really is about is problem solving. We're using a computer, but it's problem solving. And a lot of people get too hung up on the language, the programming. Now, this is really about problem solving, and we're using a programming language to let us do that. So our goal is, when you get done with this course, is that hopefully at the end, if you confront a problem, you'll say, oh, hey, I can write a program to solve that. So back in 2007, when we switched this course to Python, there wasn't a textbook, so Dr. Punch and I wrote one. And now what we have is we have a course that's, not surprisingly, based on our textbook. And the idea is that we have created some videos, but they are supplemental to the text. We didn't write all the text into the online, and we didn't say everything in the videos. In fact, the videos are more about how you do stuff. And it's kind of a pro tip for this course is that, unlike many other courses, this one assumes that you're reading the book. To get yourself started, we put a draft up of PDF of the first two chapters, or chapters 0 and 1 anyways. And that's to give you a start and give you something to work with, and like if you ordered the book on Amazon or something like that. So what are the components of the course? Well, let's take a look. I have here the course webpage, and it's I've emailed a link to you about this. It's got some useful things here. It's got a start here, and that tells you something about what's going on. There is a syllabus, and that's that's got things in here that you might find useful. Let's see here. And things like how many grading points are there? Well, there's 1,000 points. There are labs that you have to do, and they're required, but they don't count for anything. If you miss 2 of them, then we'll start deducting your final grade. So they do count, but they're kind of count in a weird way. Programming projects, we expect those to be done on your own, and if you don't, then we'll give you a 0 and send you a nasty note and file an academic dishonesty report. In this course, right, we send email from msu.edu or cse.msu.edu, and you got to make sure that your email isn't putting those into junk, otherwise you'll miss a lot of what's on the course. So there is a due dates page, and that has all the stuff that you need. It tells you which things are due on which days. That's kind of your guideline for the semester. There is some flexibility, and we'll you can read that. Your grade is based upon 2 things: the examinations, which are 45% of the course, the computer projects, which are another 45, and then these online exercises called My Programming Lab, which take up another 10% of it. So that the exams have, even though this is an online class, Anybody who can make it, I have free proctoring on the days of the exam. And but optionally, for those who you are remotely, there is a commercial online proctoring that I use, about $15 per exam. So it's your choice. And if you can arrange, for those of you truly remote, if you can arrange a local school, a library, or something, community college to do the proctoring for you, that's fine. Takes a little extra setup, but I'm willing to work with you on that. So we have lab exercises in my programming lab, and then we have computing projects. No, we don't have 11 of them. I need to fix that up. Definitely read about academic integrity on there. Now there is one. So there's a couple of other things to note. Is there? For every course at MSU, we do have Desire to Learn, or D2L as we call it. One of the things that it has is it has Mirror, which is what we use for handing things in. And so you'll want to click through that ahead of time so that you get, that's where you're going to hand stuff in. And also on here are the pre-labs. And so you can, that's what you do before the lab, so that's on D2L. Everything else will be through this Mirror that we have. We are experimenting with this. Our expectation is in the fall this will be what we'll be using for the class. It's brand new. We think that it's going to make the experience for the student a lot better, which is why we're giving it a try. But I don't have experience with it. The TAs don't have experience with it, so there may be some rocky stuff there, but it looks pretty intuitive, and I think it's going to be a lot better than the system that we had been using previously. Finally, the last thing here, let me get out of the syllabus. There is a page of online content, and the basic idea is, look at that, week 1, you go to the beginnings, and that tells you, better read chapters 0 and 1. There's some videos, there's some My Programming Lab exercises. By the way, My Programming Lab has about 1,000 exercises. You only need to do the roughly 60 that we have to do, and there's a lab and a project. So you work your way through that way. And later today I'll be getting an assignment of your TA for you, and then there's Piazza, and Piazza is where you will go for most of your questions that you want to ask. And the reason why Piazza is useful is that I will be assigning TAs to be monitoring that, and I'll be monitoring it too. In the regular semester, the average response time was 10 or 15 minutes. If you send me an email, I may have meetings or something. I could be many hours before I respond to an email. Your TAs may be faster than that, but you will find that Piazza will always be the fastest way to get an answer. And for the labs and programming projects, we will put up a frequently asked questions page on Piazza. So as interesting questions come along, or something that we think is a common question, we'll put it on that. That will give you a go-to place to get your answers. So things are going to come at you pretty quickly here. This is a double-paced course because we're doing a full semester and half a semester. As I said in my earlier email, if you're trying to take 3 courses, you might want to think about that, because there's a lot of work here, and we want to make sure you get through this. So with that, good luck. We're here to help you get through this, and I hope this turns out to be a good semester for you.